People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People of Seven on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet, and my blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. And Mayweather won. Yay! Go Mayweather! But that's not why I came to talk to you today. It just happened to be a fortunate perk. Okay, I know. My back is to the camera. I was looking for my pliers. Anyway, these are my favorite boots. Well, actually, one of my favorite boots. I have this exact pair in red. Usually it has a brass wingtip right here on the tip of it. And on my way out the club from watching the Mayweather fight, my boot decided to have a fight of its own with a sewage grate, and the wingtip pulled completely off of the boot. And I mean, literally, the glue had to be wearing out anyway for that to happen. So I took my pliers and took it off of the other one. Because there's three options I have at this point. One would be to take a brass brush, which I can't find at the moment, and scrape off the rest of that glue and leave it. Or I could take some armature wire, since I do have one of the wingtips that I have kind of flattened back out, and use it as a pattern to make another wingtip. Or I can make a wingtip pattern out of duct tape, which is what I am going to do. Okay, your average wingtip is about 5 inches long. So I laid out some pink duct tape because it looks good with pink boots, as you can tell. The trim on here is actually the same color pink. Hold on, if you can see that. It's about the same color pink, except for that's leather and this is duct tape. Okay, I'm going to make a new wingtip out of the pink duct tape for two reasons. One, it will save the look of the boot. And two, duct tape will disintegrate and lift up the remaining tape that's left on that boot. So that way, well, remaining glue that's left on that boot, rather. So that way, while I'm deciding if I'm going to use armature wire or whatever, I have options. And I can still wear the boot. In the meantime, I laid out 6 inches of duct tape in the pink, but I'm going to use zebra to show you. So I just squirt some. And like I said, wingtips are 5 inches by 1/4 inch, and they usually score the tip like so. See that? And I am going to do this with pink, actually, but I'm showing you what I'm going to do with the zebra, so that way you have an idea in case you want to try this yourself. Now, the first thing you want to do is grab both of the ends. You're going to make sure that it's absolutely centered. And I'm going to lift this up, which is going to mess up how I'm going to do it, just so you can see. But you want to make sure the tape is flush with where the sole starts. Can't lift up any further, and it can't go past the sole, okay? And the rest you're just going to press very, very firmly. And if any of it gets past, like on this side, see how it's just lifting up? If any of it goes past the sole, just trim it right off. Because, hello, this is duct tape. You can also do this with armature wire. With armature wire, you do have to make pegs to stick it into the 3 prongs. There's one here, and one here that the original wingtip came out of. Now what you're going to do is while you're pressing, you're going to press it where you feel that glue. Okay, actually, I might leave it with the zebra print. That looks cute, doesn't it? But I've already set aside pink wire to do it, well, pink duct tape to do it. So who knows? I might just switch it up every now and then. But the duct tape will be loosening up that tape, the leather glue rather, so that way I could fill it completely up and use a suede brush and scrub out any traces of it while I decide whether or not I'm going to take a piece of armature wire or what have you and redo it. If you use armature wire, keep in mind that the edges are sharp. You will have to bezel them with a nail file or whatever, and use a little piece of tape while you're working with it to protect your hands, and then lift the tape off. If you use duct tape, remember it's a temporary fix at this point in time. And if you use a suede brush, you still have to cover it with some tape or something and leave it covered for about 3 or 4 days, so that way all traces of the leather glue will lift completely up when you pull the tape off. So that's what I'm doing today. I will be back with a picture of the finished product. Give it a try, especially if you have older boots that are made with the old-fashioned leather glue, because these boots are 11 years old. And that's why, as you could tell, the glue not only, lifted up and didn't hold the wingtip anymore, but it's disintegrating. I mean, literally, it's just falling apart in pieces, which is one of the reasons why it's got to go. And yeah, I know 11 years sound like a long time, but my youngest pair of boots, I think, is 4 years old. If you buy good products, you don't have to replace your products that often. My oldest pair of boots is 26 years old, and they still work. That's another thing I want to show you. The only issue I have, this is my left boot. If you look real close, because this is the driving foot, there's a little wear right there on the heel. And the heel part of itself is brand new because every 3 or 4 years, like clockwork, depending on how much wear and tear, I had that replaced. Haven't had to have the sole of these replaced yet, but some of my boots have had to have the sole replaced or the heel replaced. As long as you keep replacing those parts, which cost $5-10. I think the most expensive one, the full heel and sole had to be replaced. That cost $25. But it was a $300 pair of boots, and all I had to do to maintain them was pay $25 in 26 years. That's a good deal. So maintain your stuff properly, and it will take good care of you. In the meantime, I'm going to go make a pattern out of this and do what I showed you, and I'll be back with the finished project. In the meantime, y'all stay blessed. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.